Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming again. It's been a while. I missed this, I missed you, and it's good to have you. Today on the channel, we're going to be talking about 6 major conversations that I think dating couples must have in order to lay a great foundation for their marriage. If you're single and dating and interested in this conversation, stick around. The first conversation I believe that all dating couples must have is the vision conversation. You must be able to talk about what the person you're dating sees their future like. Where do they see themselves in 5 years? Do they see you in that future? Where do they see the relationship going? What kind of family they want to have? Like, someone must be able to show you their dream, especially the man. He must have a vision for his future and his future family, and also share with you if you even fit in that dream. If you see that someone is saying in 10 years, I'm going to be doing my master's, no mention of settling down, and you're dating, then you must know that clearly marriage is probably not in the picture. Or if someone has plans of relocating to another country and for you, you'd rather stay where you are at the moment, then you must figure out if you're willing to compromise to fit in that person's vision or not. So, have the vision conversation. The second conversation that's also critical and will definitely impact your marriage is the family background conversation. Guys, in addition to kwemola and smooching and all, you must be able to share your family background with the person you're dating. Ask questions about their upbringing, what childhood they had, how they did family meals, how did they do finances in their family, what did they do to spend time together, what kind of parents they had, what kind of relationships they have with their siblings and things like that. Like, try to understand the person's past, get knowledge about it. It will do you a great deal later on when you settle, or even when you're dating, because from the information you get, you're able to determine whether you want to be with a person or not. What if you're dating someone from night dancing family? What if you're dating someone who, is somehow even related to you, but you just don't know? Do they have any traumatic experiences in their childhood that could be affecting them now as an adult? Do they have, share like the great things that happen in their life before you, because all of these experiences, your partner's past greatly informs who he is now as they are dating you, or who she is now as they date you, and who they'll even be in their marriage. So you must be able to ask questions, poke, try to find out as much knowledge as you can about the person so that you understand what you're getting into. You don't want to reach there and find out, hey, these guys, they eat their firstborn. No. Research about the family, about the person's background, what you're getting into. You must make an informed decision based on the knowledge that you get. So, talk about each other's background and culture. Number 3, you should be able to talk about finances as you date. Finances are almost a deal breaker in marriage, one of the top 5 things that break marriages. So you need to lay a good foundation for it, even as you date. You must find out someone's financial behavior. What are their actions in relations to spending? What's their spending like? Are they impulsive? Do they first plan 1 year in advance? You must find out someone's saving habits. Are they savers? Do they think saving is useless? You must figure out how his upbringing or their upbringing informed their financial behavior. Do they even have financial discipline? Things like that. You need to talk about how you're going to be spending your money. Discuss on who is going to be spending on what. Some people are conservative. They think the man should be the provider. Other people think that things have changed and that, so you must have those discussions and manage your expectations even as you're dating, so that you reduce conflict and strife when you finally get married. So talk about finances, talk about that money. How are you going to make it? Are you working? Is the person you're dating working? Or is like a girl dreaming of being a housewife? You need to be able to have those discussions now so that you don't get major shocks when you get married. You need to also find out the persons, come on now. You need to also find out the person's opinion about money and their relationship with money. You'll be surprised what you find out. So have that talk about finances. In an ideal world, we all imagine we are going to be parents, have disciplined children who are going to make us proud, and we are all going to be happy. But in reality, you have to put in so much effort and intentionality and thought in order to get to that dream. So you must have the conversations now. You need to discuss with your person that you're dating, who's probably the love of your life, whether they want to have kids and how they'll handle the situation in case you don't have kids, because you know that sometimes is people's reality. And you need to talk about your health. Are you dating someone who has a womb? Because nowadays people remove their wombs even before they get married. Like, you need to talk. And when the kids finally come, how are you going to raise them? What's your parenting philosophy? What values do you want to pass on to them? What are your views on discipline? How did your growing up affect your views on what a mother or father should be like? Do you believe in being that, you know, traditional father who enters the living room and all the children scatter? Do you want to be a present and active parent? And if you do, what are you going to do about it? What's your strategy? There's so much. How are you going to educate them? Who is going to be the major caregiver? Is it the mother or the father? So much to talk about. So share your expectations and find a way, find a compromise, find a strategy, a goal that you're going to follow, a path that you'll follow that will lead you to healthy parenting. Number 5, which is probably going to be every person's favorite, is you need to talk about sex. Not just how much you want to have sex with this person that you're dating, or, you know, the positions you're imagining having it with them in, but your expectations, your previous experiences, because these inform your behavior with this current person that you're dating. You need to ask if there are any traumatic experiences in the past. Some people have been molested or raped, or, you know, introduced to funny stuff out there, because the world is full of things. So you need to, you know, dig deeper and see, are you dealing with someone who has kept themselves pure, who may not have much information on the how of the act, or are you dealing with a very experienced person who's going to come with all these expectations on how to do the do? You need to, you know, just state your expectations. How often do you think you're going to be having this sex? And, you know, what things are you open to and what are you not open to? These conversations you are having right now, of course, they're going to continue in marriage, but when you know, open the door and start talking about them during dating, it makes things easier to talk about even in marriage. And I mean, it makes you have a healthier relationship. So talk about sex, your expectations, your experiences, your fears, your fantasies. And this one may get a little bit tricky if you're just starting to date. But I mean, if you're engaged and looking forward to marriage, this is definitely something that you need to focus on. And if you must, get mentors, people to share with you experiences, go for counseling, ask and around, and, you know, figure out how you are going to be dealing with this very great gift from the Lord. Marrieds and those who are dating, what topics have you talked about during your dating life and are glad that you did? And which ones did you ignore and cause strife or conflict in your relationship? Share with me in the comment section and I'll be glad to connect. The last topic that I think you should be talking about while you're dating, that I'm going to be sharing with you today, is very critical, and I really think that couples ignore it, yet it causes so much strife later on in the relationship, and that is the in-laws. You guys, in-laws, hey. If you know, you know, in-laws can cause such great conflict in relationships if they're not managed well. So if you're dating, you need to establish some boundaries. Like, how are you going to be treating your in-laws? Are you going to be living with people or not? Like, Bakomawa, where do they stop? Are they going to influence every decision you're making, or are you going to be an independent family unit? You need to lay down these expectations and fears with your person so that they know that when you get there, you don't get so surprised if your mother-in-law is the one who determines the menu in your marriage, in your home. You know, you need to understand your partner's relationship with their family and even figure out, anticipate how that might affect your marriage. So talk about in-laws. What boundaries are you going to be setting for them? How are you going to be relating with them? Are you going to be spending the holidays with them? Because there are families that do that every Christmas. Barara. And for you, you are there thinking you're going to be in Dubai. So you need to set those expectations. How are you going to be relating? Or what's the culture about in-laws in your partner's family? There are families where, you know, that relationship with the father-in-law is over distance. Don't sit near, don't hug. So when you talk about it and understand it now, the shock won't be too much if your father-in-law is always just waving at you and not being in the same room with you, because you already talked about it and the expectations are managed. So talk about in-laws. Are you going to be paying fees? What percentage of your finances is going to be going to them? Can you even afford to support them? Things like that. It will definitely do you good and you will thank me later. So guys, that's it. Looking forward to connecting with you in the comment section. Like, share the video, subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.